Now it's time for the very lovely Scorpios. Scorpio is the sign my moon was in when I was born. Lucky me, right? Just means I'm highly emotional and intuitive and pretty sensitive. And don't try lying to me, you'll just be embarrassing yourself. So let me get back to my spread that I found on Pinterest for a full moon. Okay, Pater noster, quies in caelis, sanctificatum nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in caelo et in terra, panem nostrum quotidianum de nobis hodie, et debita nobis debita nostra, sicut nos medimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos malo. Amen. One, Three of Pentacles, 2, the Empress, 3, the Knight of Swords, 4, the Ten of Cups, 5, the Five of Swords. So, the Three of Pentacles, it looks like 3 women in conversation at a derby. I'm going to look up what my new book says about it, because I really love the quotes that they're giving by the artist that inspired the card. It's 3. We were created to look at one another, weren't we? Edward Dugas. 3 women talk with each other at the races, oblivious to the action on the track. They came to socialize, to see and be seen, and to compare notes. Doesn't matter to them which horse triumphs in the race, as long as they finish in the winner's circle too. The doyenné, dressed to be noticed, in broad brim yellow hats and ribbons and silk flowers. Each chapeau is a statement piece. Their gowns are also a work of art. The women put a lot of time, money, and effort into their clothing. Each one did her best to stand out from the crowd, but only within the bounds of fashion and good taste. The Three of Pentacles is a card of artistry and carefully constructed design. It signifies creative guidance from knowledgeable sources. In a reading, this card advises you to compare notes and pay attention to detail. In the process of coordinating your efforts with others, you can give more structure and form to your dreams. So I know a lot of Scorpios are loners, so this is a suggestion to, since in this past 30 days, to try to become more social, try to become more trusting with people, maybe seek out a hobby and meet some other people that have similar interests to you. Like, you know, I could go to the Botanica's like tarot meeting, but you know, my little Scorpio moon is too shy to do so. What truth is being illuminated and no longer hidden? The Empress. So the feminine side of your person is being illuminated. I know that Scorpios like to come off as hard, even though they're very sensitive inside and it takes them a long time to trust. But maybe this feminine side of intuition and allowing the other to be a mystery and being okay with that has formed itself in your life in a way that you can no longer, hide and say that it's better off to not look at things that way. The Knight of Swords, this is usually a quick opportunity or a quick message for the intellect and How can you release what is no longer serving you and move forward? Maybe the idea of yourself as smarter than other people. You know, the quickness to judge, which I know I struggle with, and that's part of my Scorpio being, and that's just me trying to shield myself from getting hurt by judging people and judging them in a way that makes me not care if they like me or not, because, you know, they're probably going to hurt me anyways. The 10 of Pentacles, what opportunity is getting ready to emerge? I guess an illumination where you can see past the material aspect of the world. Maybe, how do you call it? Like an enlightenment, where at some point maybe things and your home or your domicile or even money or status symbols were important, and you're coming to a point in your life where you're realizing that the 3 other aspects of the body, the emotional, the intellectual, and the creative, are just as important and should be, you know, taken just as much care of as the tangible. Even though we can't see them, they actually take more work. Just like, you know, physical abuse is easier to, you know, go to police or go to people about because it's visible, but emotional or psychological abuse is very, very difficult to even understand what's going on. And when you do, it's very difficult to, you know, translate that for other people to understand. So, similar idea. A message from the universe for this full moon. 5 of Swords. I think this is a resting, the idea of resting after a battle. Like, you don't have to be so furious with things after all the time. You can relax. The fishermen know that the sea is dangerous and the storm terrible, but they have never found these dangers a sufficient reason for remaining ashore. It's by Vincent Van Gogh. 3 fishing boats are beached on a sandy shore with their sails down and empty masts pointing toward the water, almost as if the vessels are watching the waves in the distance. One ship is still sailing, but it too is hugging the shore. Their captains are elsewhere, but 5 swords were left leaning in their place like sailors on shore leave. One of them has fallen forward, face down in the sand. When fishing boats are taken out of service, they won't net any fish, which means they won't generate any income. Other travelers are already in the water harvesting the day's catch. When you get the 5 of Swords in a reading, you're playing a zero-sum game where every win comes at another player's expense. With any luck, you'll be the victor who gets the spoils. So I guess just, you know, even with all these other opportunities coming up and these new truths emerging about yourself, you know, don't leave who you were before unattended and still take care of that person. You know, don't go off and just trust everybody just because you're realizing that, you know, not everybody is a bad guy. You know, still, you know, what you've learned from just being alive and your experiences in the world, you needed to carry those with you. And don't leave them out to shore where you can't catch any fish. Okay, happy new moon, Scorpio. I hope that reading was helpful.